All
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the brothers that's on the four corners of the globe, sincerely pushing this word. All right, staying in the spirit and doing the things that's necessary for salvation. Abba Ratazah. All right, quickly, we want to get into a short little lesson. Some things that's going on in, within the nation. That the whole body is experiencing, right? Because we're in the time of the Most High gathering His elect, building up, get judges of 500 rehearse righteous acts. Because we're rehearsing the righteous acts for so long. Our nation, right? The nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians, we've lived as brute beasts. We've lived as niggas. We've lived as the scriptures say. Worse than the heathen, all right? So now that we're in the process of the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai building us back up, cleaning us up, all right, making us those smooth stones that's able to be used with the building up of the temple, all right, the spiritual temple, the house of David, all right. Now that we're in the process of doing that, these heathens, they know it's a wrap, man. They know it's a wrap. You give a dog puppy chow its whole life, and then you give it some steak. Once it gets that steak, that's the mark. That's what it wants to eat. The puppy chow is like, damn, like you gonna give me this, really? All right. So now that the Most High has illuminated the nation of Israel with the true understanding of the word, and brothers actually living and being a witness of the power of Yahweh Shem Shai, because we're quickened through the spirit. The heathens, they're envious, they're furious at that, man. So that's why you see cats like Jesus is the word, Jeebus is the word, vocab, the normal scoffers and scorners that be on the comment boards. That's why they're up in a frenzy, man. That's why when you go to work, you're around these heathens, their spirits is completely adverse to yours. You might not never have said anything to these motherfuckers. All right, so much as say hello or good morning, and they hate you. All right, one, because you're Israelite. Two, the evil and wicked spirit that's on them knows that your spirit is striving for righteousness, man. So we're gonna encounter more situations of the heathen just showing their outright hatred for us, man.
This is Judges 5:11. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water.
Right, drawing water being that's the spirit, because you can hear water in the background. That drawing water represents captivity. All right, so we're in the place of our captivity, where the so-called white man brought us to serve him. All right. And Abba Ratazah, we're going to be delivered from this captivity, because we're still in captivity according to the book of Baruch. Okay.
There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord.
Right. So here we're rehearsing the righteous acts of the Lord, man. All right. We know that we're not going to get it right. We know that we're not going to be able to fully keep the laws 100%. All right. In our best state, we couldn't keep the laws 100%. You know what I'm saying? So it's only logical that it's going to be the same way now. That's why I believe that's Jeremiah 31:31. It tells you that the Most High is going to put His laws into our inward parts. If that's it. Really. All right? And that's going to be in the kingdom of heaven. That's not going to be right now, man. All right, right now we're rehearsing the righteous acts. All right, we have works to prove our faith. All right, we have works to prove our faith to show the Lord that we're actually striving in hopes of being delivered, man. Okay, hence what it said about they that are delivered from the noise of the archers, from the thermonuclear destruction that's pending, that will totally destroy all of America, man. Okay.
Yeah. This is Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 31. Behold, the days come, said the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
Right, with the house of Israel, with the house of Judah. Israel being the northern kingdom, the so-called Latinos, the so-called Native Americans, Seminole Indians. Okay, that's the house of Israel, and it's like what it say, the house of Judah. Yep.
Benjamin.
Yep. The so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians, the darker of the tribes. Okay, so the Lord He's in the process of bringing those two kingdoms together into one kingdom, into that nation that it originally was before the split happened. Okay, so that's it.
Under King David, Solomon.
Right, on the King David and Solomon, like the brother said.
Reading on, even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel.
Right, the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. So that mutual love that brothers have for each other, based upon the Lord's standards. That's what brothers are showing one another. All right, you see it. Each camp you go to, the Apostle Ramlah going from camp to camp. All right, through the Spirit, searching Jerusalem with candles. All right, and it's that same brotherly love, man. All right, that's what brothers is showing our nation. This is the standard of what the Lord set up here on this side. Right, before Abaratazah we get delivered. And guess what? Because we ain't killing each other, because we ain't selling dope, because we ain't committing adultery, we ain't smoking cigarettes. All right, we not condoning our women to get abortions. We ain't stealing and robbing and doing all kind of manners of madness. These heathens that get wealthy off of our ignorance, they're mad at that, man.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. For instance, something as the dietary laws. The Most High put the dietary laws in the scriptures and in the law for our benefit. All right. Now, with brothers choosing to, okay, I know I can't eat shellfish and pork and this and that. You tend to cook a lot more for yourself. Stop eating fast food. Every once in a while, you gotta do what you gotta do. But when you was in the world, it was like an everyday thing. Every meal was a fast food.
Fast food, or something quick, something
Microwave.
box and bag,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, you know, brothers ain't doing that. So guess what that does? That takes money away from the heathen who's selling us this shit.
Yep.
You think they like that? No. You know? So us actually praising our power according to our works is making the heathen envious, man.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, not eating all that junk like the brother's saying, man. It's also lifting your spirit, man.
Yeah.
That's what Esau puts all that poison into the food to dumb your spirit down.
Yeah.
You know, so if you ain't a part of this world eating all that abominations, man, you're in a high vibration in these people, man.
Exactly.
And Esau don't like that. You know?
That's why I tell you in Psalms 83, man, that they're confederate against us, man. They're all in cahoots, man, with the shit they put in this food, the madness they put out for us for Israel to take hold of and run with.
That music.
Yeah, the music. That's exactly where I was going with the music, man. This shit is polluting these people, man. You know, dumbing them down, man. Now raps turn to ABC shit. Like it's all about a dance and a stupid ass fucking hook. You know,
Mumbling the ABCs.
Yeah, you
get dresses,
you got Israelite men with blonde dreadlocks wearing a dress.
Wedding dress.
Wedding dress, sucking on the barrel of a fucking of a M4 or AR-15, whatever the hell that was.
That's okay.
Yeah,
We weird. You know?
right. In the eyes of the so-called white man, that's right in the eyes of the so-called white man. That's a artistic expression. In the eyes of the devil. But really, that's fucking an abomination.
And then they censor us for coming out with the truth on YouTube, man. But a nigga could put a video with that shit in it.
Yeah. Have some little kids, 3 years old, doing a dance in the background while this nigga's sucking on a barrel of a pistol, man.
In a fucking wedding dress, man.
Right.
In a fucking wedding gown. Talking about he'll take your bitch. How the fuck do you sound? You gonna take somebody's bitch and you in a dress? You are a bitch. Fuck out of here, man.
That's madness, man. That's what Esau and these other nations, they clap their hands and they're like, they know as long as we're in that state, they can control us.
Yeah.
They can control us.
Yeah.
All right, but us not being in that state, the elect, Abaratazah, that pertains to us brothers, Esau don't like that, man. Esau does not like it.
I'll finish this off. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates.
All right. Go ahead with the, you got some numbers on?
Yeah. Oh yeah, about the shot. That's what I just found it. What we talking about? Habakkuk 2:15. Talking about Esau. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and makes him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness.
Right. This whole homosexuality, transgender, bestiality movement, it really is childish. That's what Esau, he had to start with the only nation of people that could give him a run for his money, being the Israelites. So he destroyed our people mentally with that wine, with that drink, all right, his philosophies. So-called hip-hop culture is a damn philosophy.
Yeah, it is.
All right, it's a love of wicked wisdom. All right, how to be catapulted and propelled in society, a wicked society, according to the measure and the standard of the so-called white man. That's all so-called hip-hop is.
How to be rewarded for wickedness.
Right.
That's what it is.
Right. How to turn a blind eye to wickedness. I mean, look upon wickedness and magnify that. That's all hip hop culture is. All right, which really is Satanism.
Yeah. And the measurement of somebody in this society is they're measured based on how much wickedness they can do, and they're put in a high state for that, man. But the measurement of a man of the Lord is the love that he has for his brother, man. That's why the greatest two commandments is love the Heavenly Father with all the mind, soul, and heart, and love thy brother as thyself, man. So that's the measurement of a man of the Lord, man. Is the love that he shows to men that surround him as of a like mind of him, man.
Maccabees 5 and 1.
It's Maccabees chapter 5, verse.
Just real quick, it said what the brother just quoted, the scripture the brother quoted, and it said the second is like unto it. So loving Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua with everything that makes you your spirit. All right, you gotta love the Lord with that, and it's the same thing. The second is like unto it, man. Yeah. Loving your brother as yourself, because you gotta look in your brother's eyes and see Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
And you gotta see yourself in your brother too, man.
Yeah.
And that's why Yahweh Shai said, you will know that they're my disciples by the love they have for one another. And that's why I said that the measurement of a man of the Lord is the love that he has for his brother. Because that's a key indicator that you're on the right path, that you're one of those men.
And obviously that's completely night and day. That's day compared to the world's standards of love, right? Because these people that want to make it in society, like all social media has cut off sympathy and empathy that our people once had for each other. You know what I'm saying? A nigga could be drowning, a nigga could get shot, and instead of trying to assist that man in his survival, the first
World
thing,
Star. This is World Star. Niggas dying in your face. Niggas talking about World Star. You see this shit? World Star. I'm like, this niggas is crazy.
It's crazy, man. We got it. We need to be delivered, man. All right, this place is Satan's playground, man. All right, it's a big ass punch bowl.
It's crazy, bro, because even us today, man, if we was driving and we see a motherfucker crash or something, we might even pull over. Even though we don't fuck with these motherfuckers, we might even pull over and call for some help for the nigga. You know what I'm saying? But that's just because, it's just in us, man. It's in us.
If it's a Jake, if it's a heathen, man, fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Like the brother said, man, we in the worst case scenario. You know what I'm saying? The brother Yashwamba.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you
elder
got
brother, yeah.
transgenders on the front of a cover now. Playboy magazine, man. You got pedophilia now being catapulted into the mainstream. That's something that's okay. You know, so hey, we gotta get delivered from this place, man. So that's what you said. Matthew 24:12, and because Matthew chapter 24 verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Yeah, you see that, man. Like I said, ain't no empathy or sympathy amongst the wicked of our nation, man. They can see a fellow Israelite get his head blown off and don't care about it. All right. Now we don't care, but to a degree we do care because we're out here, as the scriptures say, lift up thy voice and show thy people their transgression.
Yeah.
So we got to pinpoint. Okay, the scriptures say this about that. The scriptures say this about that. The scriptures say this about that. And ultimately, it's like we letting them know that their actions aren't just. You know, the way they treat each other. Now but the thing is, we had to understand it that it's all the curses. So it's like we're watching a movie that nobody else can see, even though the people that's in the movie, the people that can't see it, they're actually partaking in the movie. But we just sitting back, you know, like, oh, okay, this part's gonna happen next in this movie, and we call it out before it happens. You know, even when we cast judgment upon these scoffers and scorners, we're letting them know through the Spirit, your actions being contrary to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to cause you to be put to death. So that way, when it happens, it's like, hey, blood's off our hands. You know, that's all we're doing.
Ezekiel 33, Ezekiel 3, it says warn the people, man. And if you don't, then that blood's on your hands. So yeah, we're doing as commanded.
All right, it's First Maccabees chapter 5 verse 1. Now when the nations round about heard that the altar was built and the sanctuary renewed as before, it displeased them very much.
Right, now this is going into the physical sanctuary. All right, during the time of Judas Maccabees. All right, now the Lord is building up the spiritual sanctuary. All right, that's why 1 Corinthians 15 tells you that the first Adam was from the earthly. If you can find that real quick, 1 Corinthians 15 and because the first sanctuary was a physical, and this go around is spiritual. Same thing with the first Adam, it was earthly, and then the second Adam, being Yahushua, is of the spirit. Okay. 15 and you got the hands?
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 45. And so it is written, the first man Adam was made a living soul.
Right.
The last Adam was made a quickening spirit.
The last Adam was made a quickening spirit. That word quicken means to be made alive. All right. The 2/3, they're a living soul. All right, meaning they're animated. There's a animation within their body that have them walk down the street, eat, drink water. All right, but the elect are going to be that a quickening spirit, lively, having an understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, so it's the same thing with the temple. The first temple, well, you know, it got destroyed, rebuilt, so on and so forth. But in this go around, it's spiritual.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not physical.
I was gonna say it's built with lively stones. You know, like what the brother's saying. You know?
Beautiful point, brother. Just mentioned.
This is Hebrews 8 and 1. Now of the things which we have spoken, this is the sum. We have such an high priest who is set on the right hand of the throne of the majesty in the heavens. A minister.
Yeah, Yahweh Shai. That's the high priest. When you go on to Hebrews, I believe it's the 7th chapter, it goes into, he's after the order of Melchizedek. He's not of which tribe, he's of the tribe of Judah, of which tribe Moses spake not for certain places, because it wasn't the Judites that were the Levitical priests. Right? It was the Levites. But Yahweh Shai became that ultimate priest. Okay?
A minister of the sanctuary and of the true tabernacle which the Lord pitched and not man.
And of the true tabernacle which the Lord pitched and not man. So the brothers you see him waking up, making up Yahweh Shai's body, his church, that's spiritual.
Yeah.
Right? It's not physical. That's when people come up and ask us, where do you guys meet at? What building do you guys? Where do you guys go to church? Hey, we don't do all that. We don't need all that.
Yeah.
Right? We are the building.
Yeah.
We're the church.
So where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst thereof.
Yeah, it's not talking about you fake funny Christians out there, man. Because you go to these Christian churches, whorehouses, should I say, all they talk about is we got to get our church spotted and clean because Yahweh Shai, or they don't say Yahweh Shai, they say Jesus Christ. Jesus is coming back for the cleanest church.
Yeah.
It's not like the brother said. It's not talking about the physical church. It's talking about the spiritual body of Yahweh Shai.
Yeah. Keep on this.
Was that the end
That
of
was
verse
2.
two?
That was 2.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Okay.
All right.
Bring up these last couple pieces.
All right.
Continuing, 1 Maccabees 5:2. Wherefore they thought to destroy the generation of Jacob that was among them.
The generation of Jacob that was amongst the heathens at this time, in particular the Edomites and the rest of the nations, wanted to totally root us out the earth, man.
Yep.
And that's exactly what Esau trying to do now. Abortion, fucking Rex 84, disease warfare,
Chemtrails, fluoride in the water, GMOs,
military,
vaccinations, all that shit.
Yeah, everything. This whole system, this whole pit, the devil's punch bowl, right?
Yeah.
This whole pit,
Death, man.
This whole pit, man. Esau's system is nothing but a mechanism to destroy, to root this generation of Jacob out of the earth, man. But it says in Psalms that Esau is going to be, roughly paraphrasing, like an abominable branch, cast out like an abominable branch, roughly paraphrasing.
Yep.
He's going to be that one that's going to be rooted out of the earth. All right?
All right, continuing, verse 3. Then Judas destroyed the generation of Jacob that was among them, and thereupon they began.
Read that again?
Verse 2, starting back over. Wherefore they thought to destroy the generation of Jacob that was among them, and thereupon they began to slay and destroy the people. Then Judas fought against the children of Esau and Idumea.
Yeah. Psalm 83. The nations confederate against us. The first one was mentioned. That was mentioned was Esau. All right. So we reading it. Esau. Who's the main, outside of the wicked of our nation? Who's the main ones that got a problem with us saying we Israelites? Esau. All right.
It says at Rabbatim, because they besieged Israel, and he gave them a great overthrow and abated their courage and took their spoils.
So the same way Judas Maccabees was kicking ass then, through the Spirit, we doing the same thing. All right, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, his word, his mouthpiece, his word, prophecies is kicking these heathens in the ass, man.
That's right. That's right.
Verse 4. Also he remembered the injury of the children of Biam, who had been a snare and an offense unto the people, in that they lay in wait for them in the ways. He shut them up therefore in the towers and encamped against them, and destroyed them utterly, and burnt the towers of that place with fire and all that were therein.
What verse is that?
Verse 5.
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 6. Afterward he passed over to the children of Ammon, so-called Japanese, where he found a mighty power and much people, with Timotheus their captain. So he fought many battles with them, till at length they were discomfited before him, and he smote them.
Right. So, hey, within a war, like the apostles say, this is a spiritual warfare. Within a war, is many battles. All right. Now, all these demons that's popping up, trying to say we ain't Israelites and this, that, and the third, hell doctrine, all that. The Most High is giving His body victories. Why? Because we speak His word.
Yep.
All right. The same way Judas Maccabees and his brothers were getting those victories. All right, because they were zealous for the law, man.
That's right.
That Maccabees? Like Ezekiel 30.
Say that. You can drop the Corinthians. Grab the Maccabees and grab that.
Okay, this is First Maccabees 4 and you said 30, 4 and 33?
Yeah.
4 and 33.
I think
Or 36? Okay, this is First Maccabees 4 and 36. Then said Judas and his brethren, behold, our enemies are discomforted. Let us go up to cleanse and to dedicate the sanctuary. Upon this, all the hosts assembled themselves together and went up into the Mount Zion. And when they saw the sanctuary desolate and the altar profaned and the gates burned up and shrubs growing in the courts as in a forest or in one of the mountains, yea, and the priest's chamber pulled down, they rent their clothes and made great lamentations and cast ashes upon their heads and fell down flat to the ground upon their faces and blew an alarm with the trumpets and cried towards heaven. Then Judas appointed certain men to fight against those that were in the fortress until he had cleansed the sanctuary.
All right, there's more, but for the sake of time, it's random. But yeah, we in a time when Ezekiel, the valley of dry bones. When we walk up to this truth, that it breaks your heart to know that we were so great of a people, and our nation is just jacked up, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we're in the process of being in our right mind. Like, okay, we got to rebuild this temple, man. Like, this shit ain't gonna cut it. And that's why we strive to do what we do. All right.
All right. This is actually I'm gonna just get this. This is Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. And the Lord thy power, Yahweh Shema Shai, will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
Right, so hey, everything we experience as a nation, you heathens got it coming twofold.
That's right.
So live with that, man.
That's right.
With that, we want to give all praises unto
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shai.
Double honors unto the apostles and elders, to you brothers that's out there laboring. Hey, keep the faith and know that the angels is always looking, man. All right. So with that, we say shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.